Woo! What is good? What's good? I hope this mic is picking up my voice pretty well. Hope you guys are doing okay. We're back. We're back, baby. My energy's up here. I think it's because school's starting soon, and I gotta teach the youngins, so I gotta keep my energy up. But hope you guys been well. I'm just here sketching and drawing, and hopefully you guys can draw along. Normally, I would draw and talk at the same time, but it does distract me. It's very distracting for me to do that. It's pretty difficult. So I'm going to be doing a mixture of both of these formats where in some sessions I'll be drawing and talking at the same time, and then some sessions I'll just be doing voiceovers like this. And I'm just going to go through some basic topics, random thoughts along with my process here. So if you're new to drawing or whether you're experienced in drawing, hopefully you can find some insight about art. What I'm doing right now, what the hell am I doing? I try to use more inks and pens rather than using a pencil. And the reason for this is because I don't like noodling around and wasting time and feeling like I'm not making progress. So this is why I do this. And another method I try to do is I try to work with contour lines. So if you guys don't know what a contour is you just kind of do a general shape of an idea that you have. Now this requires a bit more thought into your subject matter and the pose. You kind of have to visualize things. But you can still try this whether you're like a beginner or intermediate. It's just a very useful thing to practice. And it helps you to figure out big shapes, because if it can read from afar, like as a shape, then for the most part, the design will kind of work itself out because you can start adding in detail later on. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm doing like this, like fox, wizard, battle wizard type character. And the materials I use is like I use a brush pen. It's a little hard to see, maybe like this. I use this brush pen. I have like Micron. Um, they're Japanese brush pens. You can use anything. You can use a ballpoint pen. It doesn't matter. This is from Kuretake. They're very good. I like these. But oftentimes the nibs kind of get very dull very quickly for some of these things. But again, if you guys are like anxious about drawing, maybe you don't have inspiration to create things, and the best thing to do is to just get started. The last thing you want is to like find a source of inspiration, because honestly that stuff is fleeting. You can't rely on inspiration to come, because what if it doesn't? What if it never comes? What if it comes next month and then time's passing you by? So I believe that you get inspired as you do the work. It's every ounce of your body is like resisting to do the work, but then once you start, it gets a little bit easier. And what I find by using these like brush pens, it keeps me going while I slow down. So normally I'm so used to, like in concept, we have to do things very quickly. And because I have to speed up all the time, I end up not thinking through and being intentional with my designs. And I think over the years, I've tried to slow down and be a bit more methodical about how I'm approaching things and just be very decisive with what I do, even if I'm wrong. And that's a big part of this whole drawing process. I'm really tired of being perfect. I'm tired of showing myself in like the best light possible. I mean, I'm in my little dungeon cave right now with this lighting. I don't even know if my voice is picking up here, but just being okay with just like making mistakes and living with my mistakes. Because at the end of the day, it's just a piece of art. Like no one's dying over this. Uh, and if you're hesitating about like starting anything, I remember I had a student. I just talked to him recently, and he's an amazing artist. And he goes through the hurdles that we all go through. Is like you feel like you can't start something until you feel like you're ready to do it. And I definitely feel that way more often than not. So what we do is like we end up doing research or we end up buying the right pencils and product and the thing in the hopes that okay, now we're ready. Once I read that book, then I'll be ready. But what ends up happening is you just delay the process and you just don't do anything about it. And he was talking about how creating like because he doesn't feel like he's ready, he feels the need to do a bunch of studies and then get started. But like you can't do that. Um, the best thing to do is you have to try something on your own and go into a pitfall, which we all will do. No matter at what level that you're in, you're always going to go through a pitfall of a problem. And it's not until then you can address the problem because you won't know what the issue is until you run into it. And in art, you won't know that you need to work on, oh, I don't know much about foxes. I don't know how this ear of the fox works, so I need to study doing fox ears and doing different designs of that. Is the same idea that applies to everything. It's like working out. It's like instead of looking up all of these things that you need to buy to start working out or waiting for the perfect weather, just jog. Do try to see if you can do some push-ups. See if you can do some squats. Like like just doing basic things and just starting from there. And then you'll start to build up and then you'll know what it is that you need. And that only comes with time. Like a lot of these things take a lot of time to develop. And if you just be good to yourself and show some grace for yourself, it's going to pay off if you just be kind to yourself. And another thing too is, like what kind of brush and pen do you use? I need to get that perfect thing, and that works. But to add on top of that is to try and just see if you could just use a basic like ballpoint pen and see what you can do with it, because it's all about your intention and thoughts coming into the paper. No amount of tools and tricks and stuff is going to it can only manipulate the image to look flashy. But at the beginning, it's always at the core of everything is like what I'm doing here. It's just a drawing here. And one thing that I've always tried to do with my storyboarding practices is I don't I try not to use too many digital tools until I have it on sketch form, because when I'm doing digital, I have so much freedom. I can like erase, I could color pick, and I'm just overloading my brain with so many options. But if all I have is like this, and I just have cheap paper, then my ideas will flow. I can just focus on what the image is about. And it's helped me like immensely. So hopefully that helps you guys at the beginning of the new year. If you're not an artist, you are an artist. As human beings, we're all made to, we're born to create things. We're born to tell stories and inspire other people. We're all made this way. Even if you think you're not, even if you might have more of a logical brain, like there's a lot of creativity and logic. But if if there's anybody who's watching this and they're like intimidated, um, I mean, you just have to create. your goal isn't to create something that's like perfect. Your goal is to put something out there that your heart desires. It's something that's calling to you and you feel the need to make something. It could be anything. Like draw the draw like your like I have a Chico doll here. Like draw something like that. You know, like draw anything. You need to fill your brain with knowledge. You got to absorb information from life in order for you to be inspired. Inspiration will come. But yeah, other than that, so real quick throughout this process, I try to do, instead of doing like a skeletal figure, I try to come up with an image of what I have in mind and then just draw the shape of it and then fill it in. I'm running on ink here. Yeah, that's the problem with some of these pens. I just kind of have to refill it. And I use so much of it that I gotta refill it all the time. But yeah, hold on. Maybe this is better. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. In any case, it's the start of the new year. It's going to be, it's gonna be a year, whether it's good or not. Hopefully, you guys are able to brave the storms of life. It's never easy. Every year, everyone says like it's gonna be my year, and but the truth is, you kind of have to make it your year, despite all the BS that happens in the world. You just gotta roll with it. So, uh, yeah, just have fun. Try drawing different shapes and see what you can make inside of it. Right? Don't, when I do these sketches, I mean, I have a sketchbook where I don't show anybody. I mean, I'm showing it to you guys because I want to be transparent with myself. I don't want to show the perfect drawing or the perfect image. I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of seeing things that are just so like overproduced. And you'll see that I make mistakes, that I make that how I adjust problems, and the most important thing that you can take away from this is to just slow yourself down. Like don't rush through things. And the pen really helps that because I have to like live with my unintended mistakes. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all for listening in. Hopefully, this was very insightful. No, this is insightful. You guys are going to be great. Please keep creating, whatever you do, creating music, making games, and enjoy yourselves. Please enjoy yourselves. Bye bye. Bye.